Hello, welcome to my channel. So we are going to do the mint analysis in English for 28th Feb. So the first headline that we see here is NSE probe to focus on unlawful gains. So this news is about there was some unlawful activities that were observed in NSE, which was first was Ramakrishna leaked some important information to outsiders. So this was the first thing, and right now CBI is looking into the matter, and it has even questioned SEBI that how come these irregularities existed in their presence. So CBI is currently investigating on the case, and the second thing is that NSE provided back-end server access to some broker companies. And these broker companies, since they had the early access, they got benefited due to it. And these were the unlawful gains that we are talking about in the news. Hence, CBI is currently investigating in the case and will roll out the decision soon. Next is in trade pact with UK. India to seek duty cuts on textiles. So, in this news, India is encouraging bilateral trades with UK. And why so? Because it's a already developed kind of nation, and through this it has set a target to make it more than double by 2030. So bilateral trade will be more than double by 2030 between UK and India, and one trade agreement has already been signed. This is the another one, and the sectors that they are currently focusing on, you can see them here. These are textiles, fisheries, pharmaceuticals, and agricultural products. So these are the products. Now, next is Mahindra to invest 3,000 crores for EV push over next 3 years. So first of all, this news becomes important because Mahindra is investing in EV, and EV is a type of green company. So for green companies we would put EVs, solar panels, so anything which keeps us environment green. So it's putting in the money in EVs, and this is important as many companies are diversifying and investing in green companies. And why so? Due to zero carbon emissions. So, as you must have known, that nations have set a goal that they would reduce their carbon emissions to zero by a certain time. So now more and more companies are doing it and investing in green companies. For example, you must have come across a news where Reliance is investing in some green companies, EVs or solar panels. So this is what is going on in the business right now. Next is new e-invoicing rules to bring 180k more firms into GST compliance fold. So due to this, by increasing the modifying the rule, the government can gain more revenue. Also, due to this, the companies with turnover about 20 crore would register for GST, and this will push up the number of 75%. So if right now there are 100 companies registered under GST, it would push it up to 175. In this case, it will bring 180k more firms. So this is the news. Next is Bharat-based Grover fails to get emergency relief from SIAC. So to understand this news, it has a long backstory. I would just tell it to you in short. So what happened was Ashni Grover, who is the co-founder of BharatPay, wanted to buy shares of Nykaa. When Nykaa launched its IPO, he wanted to buy the shares, and he talked to Kotak to provide the financing to him. Now, somehow he was not given the financing, and then a recorded call was circulated saying that Ashni Grover has actually abused the Kotak employee. So we don't know whether the call was actual or not, but it was said, and now it hurted the image of Bharat Pay, and Bharat Pay hired PwC to invoke AOA. So AOA is Article of Association, in which certain clauses are mentioned as to in which cases co-founders and founders can be fired, or any actions can be taken against them. So that's why they hired PwC, and Ashni then urged in the courts. So right now the development is that the SIAC has actually provided no relief to Ashni Grover. Now next is a policy uncertainty risk on the verge of a surge. So, what is happening in the current world is that oil prices are going up because there is a war between Ukraine and Russia, And second is inflation was already going up because we faced pandemic, and after pandemic, it's very risky for the policy makers to decide when to tighten the economy and loosen the economy. So in this case, both type of economies who have tightened the policies or have tried to loosen up the policies will be affected. And in India's case, budget has already been announced on the previous assumptions of oil prices, which was I think around $85 a barrel. So which is going to affect the budget as well. So this is the uncertainty risk we are talking about, and this is further going to deepen in the coming days. Next is InCred's new AIF to invest in listed companies. So it's just a trend that I wanted to highlight here, which is that so AIF is basically hedge fund. In outside India, we call it hedge fund. Here we call it AIFs. AIF's full form is Alternative Investment Fund. So InCred has launched its new AIF, and it's a 4-year closed-end fund focusing on capex-led growth. So you can read the things here about what the fund entails. But the major trend is that now there are more companies which are coming with these hedge fund. So this is the new trend. Next is European industry faces shrink or shut decisions on energy-led pain. So this is actually that European industry were already facing some restrictions. They were facing rise in oil prices, and because of which they were not able to get the revenue. And right now the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, it has further speeded up the process, and now the companies need to take a call whether they are going to shrink their production or they will shut their companies. This is the news. Now, next is Mondelez expects business in India to hit $2 billion by 2030. So, if you're wondering which company is Mondelez, it's the same company which manufactures Cadbury Silk and many other brands. So, about 72% of its Indian business comes from Cadbury Dairy Milk, Cadbury 5 Star and Perk, and they further have set a target to reach $2 billion by 2030. Next is Air India and Vistara to help each other in flight disruptions. So, you must have come across this news that AI has appointed its new CEO, who is actually Ilkar AC. I may be wrong at pronunciation here. So, Ilkar AC has been appointed, and he is aiming to correct the operational efficiency and to enhance the customer support. In customer support, we generally count customer services, customer care support. So that's the plan. And in a 100-day plan that they have released, there is a part which is fleet sharing part. So in that 100-day plan, they are actually trying to enhance the operational efficiency by fleet sharing with Vistara. So it is said that whenever AI will need the fleet, Vistara can provide it with its fleet, and the case gone same with Vistara. So if it will need something, AI will provide it. So I see it as an optimum utilization of resources by Tata Group, and which actually established Air India in the first place. It was a different story that Air India got nationalized, and now it is again in the hands of Tata Group right now. Now, next is Reserve Bank likely to hold off rate hikes for now. So we were earlier talking about budgets being impacted due to the conflict. Right now, the RBI stand is that it will hold the rate hikes. It will neither, increase the rates nor the decrease the rates. So this is a thing, but public has some another views. So which is that it believes that since the oil prices will be affected, and we have 85% of all our oil demand met through imports. So budget would be impacted, and in order to retain the consumption level, the RBI should take some step. But on the other hand, RBI is saying that it is supply side constraints which are driving domestic inflation. So, for example, it is saying that there is chip shortages and other such shortages due to which the prices are going up. So, both the parties are having different opinions, and that's why they are not, touching the interest rates. Next, EU tightens sanctions, shuts airspace to Russian planes. So it was decided beforehand that if Russia attacks, then US as well as European Union will put some sanctions on Russia. And currently, you can see that Russia is attacking Ukraine from the eastern side, and it has also been attacked by Belarus in its north and Crimea in its south. So Ukraine is facing a lot of adversities right now, and EU has decided that it will put sanctions not only on Russia but its ally Belarus as well. And the second thing it will do is it will fund the weapons for Ukraine so that it can self-defend itself. The country can self-defend itself, and there are other professions such as lawyers as well who are actually holding the weapons just to safeguard their nation. So this was the news. Next is Elon Musk activates Starlink satellite broadband in Ukraine. So the officials in Kiev actually approached Elon Musk to activate Starlink satellite. And why so? Because in a war situation, the communication system is should be robust so that the information can be imparted from one place to another. So this is the reason they wanted something, and they approached Elon Musk, and Elon Musk has activated it because even we were hearing that there has been a cyberspace attack from Russia on Ukraine, so that had made the communication system very weak, and right now it is back to track because of Elon Musk. So this is all we have in today's newspaper. If you have liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And also I have shared a link in the description if you want to join my Telegram group. It will have all the text analysis in my group. I will be sharing it on daily basis. Thank you so much.